So excited about today's project. I am making shadow boxes using a few different tools that I've never used before. I'm really excited about it because I see this as a trend on Etsy around Mother's Day, but this is really something that I think is sellable year round. You don't have to just wait for Mother's Day to make and sell these. And so I'm going to show you two variations that have nothing to do with Mother's Day, just to show that it can be a home decor item that you can sell and make a decent profit for. So if you want to know how to make a cute shadow box with paper flowers, then stick around because this video is for you. Hey money makers, welcome back to Over Here We Craft for Money. I'm DJ, and in today's video I am showing you how to make a variation of this beautiful shadow box picture frame. It is made with a paper flowers, some permanent vinyl, glitter, and regular vinyl. And it's in a picture frame that I got from Michaels that you guys will see in the video. Now, I already made this one because y'all know I had to see, could I do it? How much would it cost? So I can price out for you guys to let you know if I think that it's a sellable item that can actually make you some money, right? Because crafting is fun, but we know it's a whole lot better when we get a little coins to it. So I'm really excited to share with you. I'm going to show you a step-by-step tutorial. We're going to make a whole nother one. Again, as you saw, this one was more motivational. It says, be happy, be strong, be yourself, be kind, be grateful. A lot of mantras that I live my life by. And so I definitely want to show you guys another variation. And we're going to first start off with a trip to Michaels. So let's head over to Michaels. And we are at Michaels. They are having a great sale for a project that I am going to be releasing for you guys to make something so amazing, not only for Mother's Day, but they make great birthday gifts, great anniversary gifts, you name it. This is going to be so super cute. So let me show you what you need to run over to Michaels and get. All right, so you are going to need yourself a shadow box, and right now they have the shadow boxes on sale, buy one, get one free. So $29.99 gets you a variety of choices. We are going to be making our project using the white frame, 8 by 10. Those come 3 to a pack. So if you think about that, we're getting 6 of them because it's buy one, get one free. We're getting 6 of them for $30. Cannot beat that. That is $5 a frame. All right, another thing you're going to need is construction paper. Now, they've got a variety to choose from. And right now the sale is buy one, get one 50% off for all cardstock. So I got mine on sale, but this is an example of what we're going to be using. I have an ombre set, and I have some left from this. It's the 65-pound paper, 12 by 12. Fits perfect on our Cricut mats that we're going to be using to cut. You could use the 8.5 by 11, or if you've got the Cricut Joy, but what I figured out in my practice with this is that you're going to get 4 flowers per 12 sheets, and based on the size of the frame that I have, it's going to take about 25 flowers. So you are going to need some cardstock. I'll leave that up to you. You can always order cardstock on Amazon, but I'm here at Michaels. I've got some coupons to redeem, so we're going to go ahead and take good advantage of all of that. There's another option for you for $9.99. You can get 48 sheets, and they have some very special designs. So you've got some variety to choose from. Lastly, you are going to need some vinyl, but not heat transfer vinyl. You don't want heat transfer vinyl because we cannot put heat on that. We're going to need permanent and or removable vinyl. Now, you may have your preference and you may have your choice of the brand that you like. I'm going to use what I got at my house, but again, it is up to you. But we're going to keep it cost friendly and economical. So we're going to be using the Make Market ones that I have, and I actually even think I have some from the Dollar Tree. So you're going to need some vinyl. Again, it needs to be removable or permanent vinyl for this project. All right, so we are back from Michaels, and you saw everything that we picked up. I am going to go through the supply list that I have here because some of this stuff, really most of this stuff, I already had here at home, with the exception of two things that I didn't have here at home. And I want to show you what those are because they absolutely will make doing this project a whole lot easier on you, especially if you suffer with your hands the way that I do. So let's look at our supplies and then we'll jump into the project. All right, so you are going to need cardstock, 85 pound, the quilling tool, a power drill, permanent vinyl transfer tape, hot glue gun, shadow box, scissors, cutting machine, cutting mat, brayer, a flower template, and the message for the center of the box. All right, so we're going to go ahead and jump into Cricut Design Space. And all you have to do is go into the search bar, click on images, and do a search for flower templates. Now you see a whole lot come up, but I prefer the kind that does not have any separation in the design. There are a lot of fancy ones that you're going to find on Etsy. You're going to find some in Creative Fabrica, but honestly, Cricut Design Space, if you pay for the subscription, you'll be able to grab it from there. And this is my preference. Now you can choose whichever one you want. The project is still going to turn out beautiful, but if you are getting the frames that I've showed you from Michaels, you are going to be using the 8x10 frame, and the flower size needs to be a 5x5. Now when I go to put it on the mat from the first one that I did, I actually made it a 5x5 and I was able to get 4 flowers cut. But I realized that by just minimizing the flower just a little bit by size, once I start manipulating it, that I would be able to get more if I shrank the size of the design by just a little bit. So that's what I did. So I know that I'm going to need about 25 flowers. I always cut a few extra just in case it tears or I make a mistake. And it's at this point that I realize, man, if I start to turn these around, I could probably get more than 4 flowers cut per sheet. So we're going to go back to the main page and we're going to change the dimensions. Now, I'll make sure that all of this is inside of the description for the video so that if you want to replicate this exact design, you'll know exactly what you need to do. But you can make these flowers as big or as small as you want, but for cost effectiveness, I'm trying to get as many flowers cut on a 12 by 12 piece of paper that I can. So you will have to manipulate it. You'll want to click on the 3 dots, click move the item, object over, put it on the mat you want it on, and now I can see how many I can get. So now that I know that this is actually going to work and that I can manipulate the circles around just a little bit, I'm going to be able to get more on the mat, and that's going to help save us some money. And you know we are all about saving some coins over here. So the main thing when you are manipulating the items on the mat, you want to make sure that you do not have that red line, because that means your design is outside of the cutting parameters that Cricut is going to let you cut for. And you also want to make sure that you are selecting the right mat. Now, because we're using paper to cut this first design, we are not going to mirror it, though it really wouldn't matter, but you don't need to mirror the design for the flowers. Now you'll have to just play around with this, with turning your images to fit the flowers onto the mat in the shape and size that you decided to cut. This is just the one that I used. So once I start doing this, I'm going to go ahead and speed this all up because, you know, you'll see me start to manipulate and get all of the flowers cut. Now, I didn't mind that I could actually get 6 on here once I shrank the dimensions of the flower, because even though I'm only going to need about 25 for our first shadow box, I plan to make more of these. This is such a fun project, you guys. Like, I really liked it. So I know that I'm going to make another one. And this time I'm probably going to make one for Pride for one of my cousins. And I need all of the rainbow flowers. So all of my extra flowers from the ones that I'm making are going to actually turn into a very beautiful Pride picture frame shadow box for one of my cousins. I'm super excited to make it for him. So that's what you see me doing here. So we're going to go ahead and fix the rest of these layouts so that we can go ahead and get them cut at the machine. All right, now it's time to lay them down on the mat. So as I said in the supply list, I am using the light grip mat that I got from Cricut. And then you're going to see in a minute that it's very important that your mat does have enough tack. So as I said, I'm using ombre paper and I have it set up and everything was going great until the cut started to tear the paper. And that's what you see happening there. That one little spot, I should have known, but I went on ahead and let it keep cutting, and then it made those holes there. So I have a second mat. We're gonna go ahead and put it on the one that I got from Temu, which was brand new. And as you can see, it's cutting just fine. I'm standing over there like a hovercraft, making sure, and it's good. So but we're not wasting this paper, okay? Because the whole bottom half of the paper, we can still use it. And I told y'all in the description, this project is so beginner friendly. So what I realized was the bottom half of the mat had more tack than the top half. So it's time to flip that paper around. So I just had to stand over there and be mindful as it was cutting. So while it's cutting on one, I'm just pulling it off and taking my time and unraveling it. And as you can see, it just comes off really easy. So you want to make sure that your blade is a fine point blade, and you want to make sure that your mat is good and tacky, but not so tacky that it tears your paper. And that's why I like the light grip mat for the paper part. And I'm going to mark on the back of these so that I don't mix them up. But because I have several mats, I'm going to just keep on powering through. Because even though we can get 6 flowers on each of the pieces of paper, we've got some errors there, and we're going to be short. So we're going to keep cutting. And as you can see, one of the pieces tore along the way, but I promise y'all this project is so forgiving. Now on to the good part. We are using our quilling tool to put our flowers together. So this is the hack that I was talking about. You put the little quilling tool inside the drill bit, and then you just slowly turn it, and it is going to make a flower for you. The quill tool comes 12 for $6.97, and each has its own slot for you to slide the paper in. So once you get used to it, it's a little awkward for me here just trying to have the camera view. But once you have it there, use your 2 fingers to help you guide the circle. And if you ever go on TikTok and look for this, these people do it so quickly. But y'all, I can't do it that fast. And it's okay because I'm not trying to rush my project. I really like this project and I'm having a whole lot of fun with it. So once you get it to the end, the one that I choose uses the little flap. And that way it can close up the flower. And then I just set it down and kind of let it unravel to make sure that I got it right. So I'm going to bring you all a little closer and we're going to do it again. So you're going to take the piece of the paper, you're going to go to the edge of the paper, and you're going to put it inside that little slot on the tool. and then you're going to slowly roll it and use your fingers to guide it and not let the paper get wrapped up around the drill bit. But once you can unravel it, take your time. You don't want to tear the paper, but once you get it all the way up to the point, then you're able to finish putting it in the circle, and then you just want to pull it off of the quilling tool and then just tighten it up and seal the bottom. Now you're going to notice I'm doing this in stages. I've seen some people actually roll the flower, glue the flower, and then go to the next one. For me, I just like to do one step to the project all at the same time. So I'm just going to roll all the flowers first, let them pop out and get to whatever size and shape they're going to be. And then we'll deal with gluing the bottom. So right now we're just going to go ahead and whip through making our little flower buds. And this works with all the paper cutouts, no matter if you get fancy with it. I love this hack. I don't even remember the first person on TikTok that I saw do this, but this is the coolest hack ever. And if you suffer with arthritis, carpal tunnel, trigger finger, all the things that I did before I had the surgery in January, I would have never tried this project before my surgery, just because the manual way to do this project would have been to wrap it around a pencil. Not sure if you guys are familiar, you should be, but her name is Delonda, and she has a channel here on YouTube called Crafting with Delonda, and her beautiful daughter, whose name I forget. I'm so sorry, I forgot her name, but I seen her do this project about a year ago around this same time, Mother's Day, because a lot of times people will make this and give it as a Mother's Day gift, but she did it manually with a pencil, kind of wrapping the paper around. And I tried it, but because I was suffering with my hands, I put that project away. But once I saw that hack on TikTok, I thought, oh my goodness, I'm going to make this so many different cute ones. And as you can see, I am. This project is really easy. It's really fun. In the background, I've got on one of my programs on my laptop, and I'm just making flowers. I'm just making flowers. And if the paper should tear, if you go too fast, you can always seal it with some transparent Scotch tape, because it's going to be inside of a shadow box, so nobody is going to see any mistakes or any errors. And even if you sell these and you have to tape one or more of the flowers because maybe the paper tore, they're never going to open up the box to see what's inside. So that is why I said it is one of the most forgiving projects I have ever worked on, because it just is, and the finished product is so beautiful. So we're just gonna make some more flowers. And I'm showing this and not speeding it up too fast, because this is really the hardest part of the project, and it's really almost the easiest with the quilling tool on the end. If I were to do this again when I do my next one, I shouldn't say if, because of course I'm gonna do more. I love this. This can be customized for birthdays. This can be home decor for your home. This can be a gift when you are going to a housewarming. This can hang up in a baby's room for a baby shower gift. It can be beautiful for a bride. It can be something that you make to hang up in your office or sell in your office. You can put this on your Etsy shop. You can pin this on your pins and Pinterest, put it on your website, or definitely take it to a craft pop-up shop. Your creativity is the only limit you have with this. So don't limit yourselves. I'm getting a little closer. I really want you guys to be able to see it, and just slowly turn it. How easy is this? Y'all gotta let me know down in the comments if you're gonna plan to make this project. It's too easy for you not to. Y'all know I be nosy. I'm gonna be all up in your business. I gotta know if you're gonna try to make it. Seal it with the bottom, and bam, flower done. It pops open. I just tap it a little bit. It opens the flower right on up. Sorry that's off camera, but now you can see it. about the particular petal that I chose, as I told you guys in the video, is I prefer the ones that have this little tag at the end that you can actually snag onto the bottom. I've seen some on Etsy where they get a little fancier, you know, with the design, and I don't like all of those because sometimes they don't have the flap that closes it off at the bottom for you, and I just think that that gives your pictures a more cleaner look. So let's test the gun. Yep, glue is ready, it's coming out. So all I do is I flip my little tab back, put a drop, y'all, of glue. It does not take a lot, and just close the flap. And now my flower is sealed and done. So I'm gonna do another one. Let's bring you all a little closer. I'm gonna do another one. Doesn't matter which one. My flap is right here and open. My flap, you see it. I'm gonna put a little glue, little dab. I got one glue stick in, and I'm gonna put it back down, and my flower is done. So I'm just gonna go ahead and whiz right through these. So guys, I don't know if you see that beautiful cordless hot glue gun that is helping me whiz right through this. That is one of my new faves, the Bliss cordless hot glue gun. I didn't have to worry about cords. I'm not tripping over anything. And a little dab of glue, it heated up quickly, and I was able to use one glue stick to do the entire project and still have glue left. That little glue gun is amazing, and it is linked in the bio. All right, now all of our flowers are done. I'm gonna let them settle, and now I need to go over into Creative Fabrica so that I can get my message for the center of my shadow box. So I'm really loving this one. I love motivation, I love inspiration and power, and I think I figured out who's going to be the recipient of this beautiful 3D flower box. And these are all of the things that this amazing human embodies. So we definitely wanted to pick it. But I didn't want to limit myself because I do love my Creative Fabrica subscription. So I brought a few over. So right now I'm kind of settling in on the first two that you see there, which is Don't Ignore Your Own Potential. And then the other one with all of the inspirational sayings. Sometimes it's so hard for me to decide what I like the best. But I feel like if I give myself choices, then I'll do all right. So initially I had 4 that I was trying to choose between, but that was never going to work. So I decided to go with these 2, and I wanted to put them in the colors that were going to be on the shadow box to see which one I really liked. As you can see, this is going to be a gift for my sister because she is all of these amazing things. And so I do decide to go with that one because the Don't Ignore Your Potential didn't really say everything I wanted her to know. So that's the one that I'm going to go with. And I did get that off of Creative Fabrica. So if you have that subscription, you can definitely download that. It's part of your subscription. If you don't, I do have a link for Creative Fabrica, and it's an affiliate link inside of the bio of this video. So what you see me doing is personalizing it, adding the word sister, adding it in the font that I want. I am changing the color, and I am adding an offset because I think that it makes the shadow boxes look a lot more lush. I didn't show you guys me cutting out vinyl because you have seen me do that thousands of times in my videos and any other crafting video on YouTube, but I am weeding, and again, I do this to myself all the time. I always pick colors that I can't see from a distance, so I have to put my face all up into the vinyl, but y'all love me and y'all just accept that that's just how DJ gets down when she's weeding vinyl. I remember that I had my little weeder basket over there that I got from Temu on my fingers to help me not have vinyl pieces everywhere. So I'm using that as well, and I am just pulling the vinyl up. Now, I know I talked in the Michael's video part of this video where you could find their Maker's Mark version, but to be honest with you, these colors that I'm using here is what I already had at home, and they were my Cricut permanent vinyl. I'm very particular when it comes to heat transfer vinyl, but I haven't really had an issue using Cricut's permanent vinyl. You can use removable, but I have permanent in stock, so that is what I use. No extra money needed to be spent. As you can see, the flowers are over there hanging out, waiting for their chance to make their debut. And now we're going to go ahead and weed the inset of the message on the mat. I used the standard grip mat for my vinyl. That light grip they would have pulled right on up, so I should say light grip for the paper part of the project and a standard grip mat for the vinyl. Again, because this is permanent vinyl, you do not need to mirror the image at Cricut. And for me, I'm going to go ahead and lay the vinyl down first before I put the flowers in. So there's the picture frame from Michaels. I'm just cutting the extras, and then I'm making sure that I have it fitted flush. I will make sure that I put the measurements inside of the description, but I believe that they were 7 by 7. And then I use the transfer tape from Cricut, not my favorite, but it is what it is, and remove it. Now, the one thing I did notice about the Cricut vinyl, and I'm so glad I sped this up because I used a couple of potty mouth words getting that vinyl up. It's old, and I feel like it really was giving me a hard time. And I always used to wonder if vinyl could go bad, and I guess from this experience I learned that it possibly could. But just take your time, and you'll be able to get it up and take it off. So I cut away the extra paper that might be sticking somewhere else, and then I'm just slowly making sure that I roll it back on itself so that I don't tear up any of the leather. And then once I get it off there, I'm going to be able to lay it on top. Now what I did was, and I didn't show that, but as you can see, that eye is missing, and I didn't even realize it until I got ready to turn it upside down and start stuffing the flowers in there. So I have to go back and fix it. The next thing that I do is I lay all the flowers on the inside. I get them lined up just the way that I want, and then I trace me a piece of white cardstock according to the back of it because I don't want the brown part to show through. So I measure the white paper, cut away the excess, and then I'm going to use my cordless glue gun to tack down the back, and that's going to be the back that if you look through it, you won't see the brown on the other side. The next, I'm taking this amazing cordless glue gun and I'm putting a dab of glue on each of the flowers, and then I'm going to lay the backing straight down on it. Now, somebody else may decide to add the flowers to the top, but I prefer to do it on the back of the flowers and then lay it down. It's just easier for me. Now, once I did that, I did notice that some of the flowers moved a little bit. And again, this is the most forgiving project in the world. So all I needed to do was slowly peel it up and reposition the flower. Having the glue gun there without the cord made life so much easier for me, and glue wasn't dripping everywhere on my table, which is sometimes what happens. So I'm just making the necessary adjustments. I think the next one that I do, I might put pearls in between some of the spaces just because I think it'll add a little more pizzazz. But again, this project lets you be as creative as you want to be. So now I'm just sticking the flowers back in, making sure that none are stuck to the outside. And then I'm going to go ahead and close that frame right on up. Take a look and make sure everything is laying flat. And it is. She's cute. But we've got to add the eye back to the word important. So that's what we're going to do right there. Again, this is one of the funnest projects. I really enjoyed it. You're going to see this again on my channel. Let me know if there's one in particular you want to make. Who knows, maybe there will be a giveaway and the most creative idea of what you want to see. I may pick a winner from that. Next, I'm going to cut some ribbon and I'm going to make a tassel on the back so that we can hang it up. I want her to be able to hang it up anywhere she wants in her home. And so I'm sorry that part is off camera, but it's just me looping some ribbon around the back. It can hang on the wall flat, or you can put the ribbon, which is what I'm going to do. And baby, she is done. She's so pretty. She's so pretty. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. Please make sure to like, comment, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you in my next video. Bye, everybody.